guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today I want to do kind of just like a sit down chat with me vlog about how I've been doing mentally. I realized that within the last 2 weeks my emotions have been really like all over the place, and my anxiety has been really high and my depression's been bad, and I was trying to figure out like what's going on. And because like I wake up feeling this way, I haven't been working out and I haven't been moving my body as I want to, and I've just been doing a lot of things that like I normally don't do, like sleeping in an extra 30 minutes, coming downstairs, sitting on the couch, not really doing anything. And I thought to myself, I should really think about this. And one of the big things that I've been doing the last 2 weeks is kind of like sitting with my feelings and the emotions that are coming up, and trying to really like understand why I might be feeling the way I'm feeling. Many of you might not know, if you don't suffer from mental health illnesses, that like a lot of times when you feel something, you don't want to feel it, so you push it away and you kind of just like put it on the back burner. And when you continuously do that, then your feelings all bottle up and they come bursting out at like the same time. So I have been really learning and teaching myself to feel the emotions when they come up, understand why they're coming up, and try to like learn from them as much as I can, because that's going to help me understand, why I feel the way I do, what triggers them, and all that. And I used to do things like I used to meditate and I used to journal all the time, and these are things that I kind of fell in the back burner when my schedule changed for work, and just upping my game for like YouTube and my podcast and Instagram. And I think I put too much of my focus into so many other things that I haven't been really taking care of myself. So I kind of want to start each month with like a mental health reset. It's like looking back on all the things that I've done, looking back to see, what is good and what is bad and what I need to work on. And I recently got into kind of like poetry journaling, and when I have big emotions around something, I started writing down like why I might be feeling this way, and I'll actually share the first one that I wrote with you guys. So I have this little notebook that I started writing just like little things in, and like I said, I used to journal all the time, and I think that was a good outlet for me just to get everything out, be able to express how I was feeling. And I kind of stopped doing that because I just didn't have the time. And I think like for me it just was really helpful because again, it just let me kind of like de-stress and like get it all out. So I decided to start writing these little like poems, journal poems, to kind of help me, get out how I'm feeling in a creative way. So my first one was on April 4th, and it was a morning when I woke up. It was the first day I woke up and I felt my depression, and I knew that I was just going to have a rough day. So I'm going to share what I wrote with you guys. The title of it is The World on My Shoulders. When I opened my eyes, I immediately felt it. The world on top of my shoulders. My head was pounding as I finally sat up. I knew what I wanted to do, crawl back under the covers and hide from the world. But I knew that wasn't an option. So I forced myself out of bed, worked out, and ate breakfast. And as I got ready for work, I looked at myself in the mirror, and as the tears fell down my face, even with how I was feeling, I knew I was going to be okay. As I walked down the stairs, my fiancé caught a glance at me, and he immediately knew what I didn't need to say. And as he wrapped his arms around me, he reassured me by saying those words, "Hun, everything's going to be okay." And that's when I felt at peace during a rough morning. When I write these poems, I have, I think, 5 so far. When I write them, I really like try to go back to that moment and say, what was I feeling? What were the thoughts going through my head? And really try to, like I said, figure out why I was feeling that way. Like for this one, it was because I woke up and I rolled over and I hit snooze and I slept for an extra 30 minutes. And automatically doing that, I knew that that's not normal for me. And when I sat up, I could feel it. And if you're somebody who's struggling with a mental health illness, you know when those really bad days are coming because you can just feel it. And for me, I just knew that morning it was going to be rough. And for me to have a partner who understands what I'm going through and can, non-verbally understand and see that I'm struggling, but we don't have to speak on it, is amazing. It was definitely a work in progress over the years, but just to have somebody now in my life where I don't have to say, look, I'm feeling this way. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I like to rant about how I'm feeling and everything and get all out or cry it all out, and he just sits with me while I, go through it. But it's been really helpful for me to do that. And I have encouraged myself that when I feel the urge to cry, I just cry and I just let it out, and then I figure out why I felt that way and what made that, emotion come up. And with doing these, it just has helped me really focus on how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it, and just looking back on it and saying this is how I felt, this is why I felt this way, and then kind of moving forward with that. And I want to just get back into a routine of, waking up at 7, sitting, and I want to start reading just one chapter of a book every morning, working out, getting ready, eating breakfast, and getting myself moving in the morning, because when I do that, I feel much better. And these last 2 weeks, I really haven't been working out and moving my body I really want to. And I think that is something that has put a strain on me, because that's something that makes me feel better. For me, is working out, is just, having that moment to de-stress and move my body and really focus on me. And I just want to get back into that. And I wanted to, track my moods throughout the day, because I'm I really would like to track how I'm feeling. So for the next month, I actually downloaded an app called Moonlight. I am trying it just to see if I like it, and I set it up for 7, 4, and 8, because 7 a.m. is when I wake up, 4 is when I have lunch at work, and 8 o'clock is when I'm at home eating dinner. So 3 times a day, it asks me how my mood is, and then it asks me around that mood, well, what are the things you feel? And then it asks me what related to that, and then you can write a little note. And I actually started using it this week, and I want to keep using it to see, just be able to track how I'm feeling throughout the day and figure out, why I might be feeling this way. So I want to do that for the next month, see how well that goes, and then be able to just go back and reflect on all of that. The sun's coming in now and hitting my face. But I just wanted to kind of do this sit down talk with you guys about how I've been doing mentally, how I just want to do a monthly mental health reset for myself. I want to start writing down when I work out and how I feel after I work out, and get back into journaling and doing things that overall have helped me out a lot. And some of the things that I just haven't been doing because I just don't have the time, or I'm just not making the time for myself. And just getting back into a normal routine. But I also said, recognizing and feeling my emotions when they come up, and, sitting with them, talking through them, and maybe just writing down, even if it's in my phone, like a little note to say this is how I felt and that's why I felt that way. And also something I do take for anxiety is, I don't know if I've ever told you guys, is I take Soul CBDs, and this is just for my anxiety. But I have had the thought that, like, if my anxiety just keeps, ramping up, or I keep feeling depressed, I might just go to a doctor and see if I can't, maybe get on something. But I've always tried to do like self-care stuff, because sometimes when you get on medicine, not all the time, but sometimes when you get on medicine, it changes who you are. And I don't want to change who I am. I just want to, help who I am. And there are a ton of people who are on medicine and it helps them. So if you're someone who has a mental health illness and you're on medicine, keep taking that medicine and keep doing what you need to do for you. But for me, I've always just tried to do things for me and do things that I can do myself at home. And so far, I've been able to really hone in on what helps me to get me through it. But if I need help, I'll get help. I've also thought about, going to therapy and talking to somebody, because maybe just opening up about stuff would release some of that, built up tension in the back, because I think all of us have memories we hold on to, or things we hold on to that we don't talk about. And once we talk about them, it releases stuff and we don't feel that way anymore. So today, like I said, this was just my mental health reset that I wanted to share with you guys, share how I was feeling, what my plan is for next month. So the whole month of May, I will do the journaling when my emotions come up, the phone 3 times a day, and then I'm going to just create a routine throughout the day and get myself back into a routine of doing what I need to do for myself to, live a, healthy, rounded, balanced life and control my emotions and how I feel. And like I said, I'm also really into just recognizing and feeling my feelings. And like I said, I will journal them out in poems, or I will just journal out, or I will write in my phone, just so I can have a record of what I'm doing. And then in the beginning of June, I will do another reset with you guys, just to let you know how it went, how I'm feeling, and I'm just going to go from there. So we are actually leaving for the weekend, so I'm going to finish getting ready, and I will talk to you guys again real soon in the next vlog.